Dan kita langsung menyaksikan CNN Internasional untuk mengetahui perkembangan terkini penembakan mantan Perdana Menteri Jepang Shinzo Abe.
Role that he coveted, but he left office in 2020, not that long before Trump himself very involuntarily left office. And so I think he will be remembered on the world stage in part for the years of handholding of Donald Trump that marked the final stages of his premiership.
You know, I want to be clear, we don't, stand by here, Susan, for a moment, please, as we recover more information here. CNN's Blake Essig is in Tokyo with even more details. Blake, what are you learning?
Yeah, Laura, again, NHK at this point reporting that Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has been shot around 11:30 this morning, local time in Nara, a city in western Japan. NHK, again, reporting that Abe was rushed to a hospital bleeding from his chest and in a state of cardiopulmonary arrest, essentially meaning that his heart wasn't beating. Now, witnesses say Abe was shot from behind. He didn't collapse after the first shot, but did after the second shot. People were conducting at that point CPR. Witnesses on the scene say that the suspect didn't even attempt to run. He just got arrested on the spot. Several police officers on site were able to take that suspect into custody. He's now being questioned as we speak. NHK, again, at this point, reporting that 2 gunshots were heard while Abe was delivering the speech. He was there in Japan, Japan's western city, delivering a stump speech ahead of this weekend, Sunday's upper house election. Laura?
I'm stunned to think about this, the idea of 2 shots. We said from behind. The suspect did not even attempt to run. We know that it's a male from the reporting you're talking about. The person being questioned now, not quite understanding. We don't know at this point the motive or whether there was a known relationship of some kind. I mean, just speak to me a little bit. And Susan, I want to bring you back into this as well. But Blake, in the reporting, we're learning more about this. Let me ask you, I mean, a former prime minister, and as Susan just talked about, we're talking about somebody who recently has held this position of extraordinary importance, the longest running and twice occupying the position of prime minister. Can you get a sense of what the security detail would be like for somebody like the former prime minister? I'm thinking about here in the States, what that detail would be like for a former president here. I mean, obviously they are still assigned detail. It lasts for the duration of their life, of course, given the nature of the position, the extraordinary importance of having a world leader on that stage be protected. Can you give me a sense of what the security may be like normally around somebody like Prime Minister Shinzo Abe?
Well, Laura, it's hard to speculate regarding exactly how things played out here in Nara just about an hour ago. Again, looking at some of the scenes, on social media play out, it surprises me that somebody was able to potentially get as close, walk up right behind.
Ya, kita baru saja mendengarkan laporan dari CNN Internasional yang menyampaikan bahwa ex-Perdana Menteri Jepang Shinzo Abe ini dilaporkan tak sadarkan diri usai tertembak dan detak jantungnya langsung berhenti begitu ya, ada tembakan di dada begitu, dan media lokal juga melaporkan Abe ditembak dari belakang saat berpidato di jalanan Nara ini sekitar pukul 11.30 waktu setempat, dan terlihat juga ceceran darah di lokasi kejadian. Dan dengan begitu Abe segera dibawa ke rumah sakit dan mengalami pendarahan, dan sementara media lokal NHK melaporkan seorang pria di tempat kejadian ini juga sudah ditahan ya usai insiden terjadi, dan seorang reporter NHK di tempat kejadian juga mengatakan mendengar 2 kali suara tembakan berturut-turut saat Abe berpidato.